Sutta Shiva Maharaja Deva, the book is Mahabhagavata. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, at the sixth story, Yoma Tashyati Sarvatra, Sarvam Swamani. The highly advanced devotee sees the supreme personality of God everywhere, and he also sees the supreme personality of God everywhere, and he also sees everything as communication. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, 1.4. Maya Tatamidam Sharanam Jagat Avyaksamutina.
There's a lot of background noise and voice is not audible.
Is this any better?
Yes, it's good.
Thank you. A highly advanced Mahabhagavata devotee sees in the spirit, he sees the same super soul, Paramatma, existing within everyone's heart, regardless of discrimination based on different material forms of the living entities. He sees everyone as a part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Mahabhagavata, who experiences the Supreme Godhead, whose presence everywhere, is never missing from the sight of the Supreme Lord, nor is the Supreme Lord ever lost from his sight. This is possible only when one is advanced in love of God. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshur-militam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya-Vishtam Sthapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupadadam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pankam Gangayam Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Devanam Paramanandamadavam Shri Chaitanya Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyadeshatani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna to all the devotees of Bhakti Sangha. I'm sorry for the initial delay, keeping you on late. And that's, as I said, I mentioned, I had some difficulty coming on YouTube live. The first time I was trying to go live. So I resorted back to the call. I hope I'm audible for everyone.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. So today is an important verse here, and I guess they have been discussing on the Dhruva Charitra for quite some time. There's a lot of lessons to learn from each and every verse. And I'll try to throw some light on, from my little understanding, on these two verses. So we are at a situation when Dhruva Maharaj has already gone back home to God, and Narada Muni is continuing to talk about my dear Brahmana, how did Narada Muni glorify the Supreme Personality of God, and what pastimes were described in that meeting. So Vidura, Sage Vidura, is asking Sage Maitreya about further what happened on this pastime. So Sage Maitreya is going on to describe what happened next. That's the subject matter of today. So Srimad Bhagavatam and many other Puranas, so they have multiple different subject matter. Especially in the Padma Purana, it is described what is the characteristic of a Purana. The Purana at least has to talk about 5 different things. Sargascha, Pratisargascha, Vamsa, Manvantarani cha, Vamshana Charitam chapi, Puranam Panchalakshmi. So what are the 5 important subject matters? Sarga. Sarga means creation. Pratisarga means annihilation. And Vamsa, Manvantarani cha. So the descendants of great lineage of great kings. And who are the Manvantaras? Who are the Manus? Who had ruled at different times. And Vamshana Charitam Chapi Puranam Panchalaksham. So describing about the descendants of the great kings and what are their great activities is definitely an important aspect of the Puranas. Because the Purana is has to do multiple different, it has to achieve multiple different goals. One is to convey the subject matter of the main Purana. So like the Srimad Bhagavatam and many of the Puranas, like Padma Purana, they are all considered to be Sattvika Puranas. So they are helping the souls who are reading it to elevate to the platform of goodness. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the topmost because it is taking us to the platform of the Supreme Lord's lotus feet, and talking about the pure devotional service, talking about the great souls, Mahabhagavatas, and the Lord's different incarnations at different times. So all these things are discussed in great detail in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam, it goes beyond the 5 Lakshanas to talk about other subject matter also. And it's considered to be the crest jewel of the entire Vedic literature, the tree of Vedic literature. And the Goswamis established that very wonderfully in their work, Tattva Sandarbha. They mention about the different subject matter like the Upanishads, how they are actually in hierarchy, and how Srimad Bhagavatam is the supreme topmost Purana. And they quote from Garuda Purana to establish that Srimad Bhagavatam is the explanation of the Vedas, the Upanishads, and Gayatri Mantra, the Mahabharata. So it is transcending the entire Vedic literature. It gives the complete understanding, the fruit of the Vedic tree. The Srimad Bhagavatam is a topmost Purana, and it is the crest jewel, and it is the ripened fruit of the Vedic tree. So we're so fortunate to have Srimad Bhagavatam spoken from the words of Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Founder Acharya, and we're very fortunate he has given us the complete understanding from all the previous acharyas, and it is like we are spoon-fed on this wonderful literature. So here, Maharaj Dhruva is a great Mahabhagavata himself, and his son Utkara is no less than him. He is a Mahabhagavata himself. That is a subject matter for me. Just like we observe in our families when we have multiple, there are more than one kids. The younger kids has a better locus standi to observe from the elder sibling and learn from him, and he doesn't have to undergo the same amount of difficulty to understand things. He easily observes and understands and incorporates in his scheme of things. That's the beauty of the advantage of being an younger sibling. And this analogy is very much applicable here to Maharaj Utkara. So he is also looking at his wonderful life of his father. He observes from his life and he learns from it. And he incorporates it in his decision making. So when he was offered the throne of the entire world, the entire Goloka, So he simply refuses it because he has no interest in it. Because he has understood that the prime importance of the life is to render service unto the Supreme Lord and always think of Him as the primary goal of life and make this life perfect and go back to God. So he very much understands that he doesn't want to take any chances of going back to the material life, although it is not totally material, but still there is always a danger of being distracted. So there was some, he himself saw from the life of Maharaj Dhruva, how he started with the material desire, but fortunately he became a devotee of the Lord. But still, in the course of being a king, there are so many distractions and there are so many challenges that he has to upkeep. When his brother was missing and he was killed by the Yakshas, he had to go and fight them off. So he had to do so many other things. And when you do certain things, it's not unusual to just get carried away, either by the victory or by the defeat, and lose the goal, lose sight of the goal. So that is a very great danger always there when you're engaged in material activities. It is a double-edged weapon. So it can, when properly done under proper guidance of great souls, it can help us in emancipation in this world. If not, it can also degrade us from the spiritual point of view perspective to the material perspective, being carried away by the either victory or gain to just being material, forgetting the duties of spiritual life. It's very easy to get carried away. So he didn't want to take any chances with that. He wanted to be very clear from the very beginning that he will give up this material life and he would go to meditation on Supreme Personality of God. So this aspect, Srimad Bhagavatam also teaches us that there are three kinds of disciples. So, and it goes on to say Uttama, Madhyama, and Kanishta. The Uttama disciple is one who doesn't have to be told, but he learns by just observation from his spiritual master. So he is blessed by his spiritual master's teachings, that he doesn't have to be told, but he just learns from his observation or by the intention of the spiritual master. The second kind of a disciple is a Madhyama, is mediocre. So he has to be told in specific do's and don'ts, and then he learns and he upkeeps teachings. The third kind of disciple is, he is to be told, and even after being told, he does make mistakes. And he learns from the mistakes and he corrects himself. That's a Adama. But he's still a disciple. And so the Srimad Bhagavatam doesn't talk about the fourth kind. Someone like me, so who not just have to undergo the difficulties and undergo the lessons, but still doesn't reform. So such persons have no chance. So they only have to depend upon the mercy of the great souls. So similarly here, Utkala he clearly shows that he is a Uttama type of a Siksha. So he is the topmost disciple, Shishya of a highest kind. So again, coming back to the verse. So this, how someone can become such a great devotee of the Lord from the very birth, like Maharaj Dhruva. So he has to have something from his previous life. So that Krishna definitely mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita also. Prapi punya ki kritam lokhan usitva shashvatai samaha itinam srimatam gehe yogo prasto vijayate. Such great souls are born in the family of great devotees, Suchinam Srimati. Although, because they have not fulfilled the devotional process in their previous lives, because of their long practice of devotion, they take birth in the family of great souls. Athava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam etadhi durlabhaptanam loke janma yat idrisham. So such great souls, they are born in the great family of great devotees. For someone who has started in the process of yoga, but they have given up in the very beginning because of allurement towards material gratification, Krishna still blesses them to be born in family of aristocracy, where they are provided with everything they need in their life, and if they want, they can carry forward. Krishna gives us the free will. So being born in a very well-to-do family is a great blessing, for sure, and they are given a choice. So they observe the world. Everybody is given an option to pursue spiritual life because they are looking at the world and they are learning how difficult it is. And the Vedic scriptures are always at their disposal. So they can definitely find out that this is a Kalayam Shashvatam. The place of misery is a place of impermanence. They have all the options to learn from it, and then they can make a choice. Yes, there is something beyond material life, and as we found out, they can go and find out. So Krishna gives them free will. But whereas for someone who has followed yoga for a long time, and they have somehow or other got distracted, for them, Krishna says they are already born into family of devotees. Like in this case, Uttala was born in a family of a devotee, and he had a chance to pursue spiritual life in the very beginning. And he does not fail in that aspect. He takes up to the spiritual life in the very beginning. And Srila Prabhupada also describes him as Mahabhagavata. So Mahabhagavata,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we cannot hear you.
Try to connect. Hare Krishna Mataji. What happened?
Preeti Vilasni Mataji said she will connect Mataji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Okay, thank you. I don't know, something happened. Sorry for the disconnect. So talking about how Uttala was in Mahabhagavata, and how he had absorbed it from his father, the great qualities of being attached to the Supreme Lord. And so the path of perfection, there are two different ways of approach. So one is Pravritti Marga, and one is Nivritti Marga. So what is Pravritti Marga is, you adopt the Varnashrama process, and then you go by your Varna and Ashrama, and then you perfect in that process and also go up to the pattern of Bhagavata Dharma. So that is recommended for general purpose, to follow the Pravritti Marga. Gradual detachment by engagement. So the Nivritti Marga is also described in the Vedic literatures, like in Upanishads and chiefly in Srimad Bhagavatam. It talks about taking up to the Bhagavata Dharma. So the Bhagavata Dharma, one doesn't have to have any qualification. Varnashrama Dharma, you have to have some certain qualification. You have to have the qualities for absorbing the duties of the specific Varna and absorb the rules and regulations of an ashrama. Whereas in the Nivritti Marga, the only qualification is firm resolve to follow the process of Bhagavad Dharma. So once birth or once other qualification doesn't matter. So if someone has resolved himself to dedicate himself to the life of being a devotee and has the blessings of a spiritual master, that's all is required to follow the Nivritti Marga. So it's enlightenment by detachment. So you don't take up to the process of engagement as in the Pravritti Marga, but you start yourself and completely dedicate one's life to the service of the Supreme Lord. That's Nivritti Marga. So we have seen different devotees take up different ways, like from the Maharaj Dhruva. So he had definitely started with the Pravritti Marga, and by the advice of the Supreme Lord, he took up to becoming a king, and he lived a life of a king, and he did his duties perfectly, and completely renounced it at the later point of life. But Utkala, he didn't want to take that option. He took up to the Nivritti Marga, and he started with detachment in the very beginning. So that's very unusual. That's not a general recommendation. But being blessed with his father's being born in that great family, and observation and learning from his father, he took up to that process. For such devotees, there are no rules. There are nothing that is binding them. So question might arise, why did Utkala refuse an opportunity? So he could also take up Pravritti Marga. He could have taken up to the process of being a king and executing the duties. There are great souls who have done in the past. So we have examples from the Pandavas. Vishnu Maharaj was the king himself. And we also have Parikshit Maharaj, who was the king himself. So why he didn't take that option? And isn't it binding on him to do that? Of course he might ask. But for someone who has developed pure devotion to the Lord, there's no such binding. Srimad Bhagavatam very beautifully extols that. Devarishi Bhutaptanam Pitranam Nakinkaro Nayam Ranicharajan Sarvatmaya Sharanam Sharanyam Gato Mukundam Parihatya Kastam. So in the 11th canto, the discussion between Maharaj Nini and the Navayogendras. So Navayogendras, they mention that for someone who has completely taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Goddess, Sarvatmaya Sharanam Sharanyam. It's a very beautiful verse. So one who has taken complete surrender, shelter of the Supreme Lord, complete means complete. He has absolutely no desire of his own to fulfill. For such a great soul, who has gone to the shelter of Mukunda, the deliverer from the material life, there is no material obligation towards Deva, Rishi, Bhuta, Pranana, So in general, everyone has to do Panchamahayagya. So they have their rina or their debts to fulfill as soon as they take birth towards the devas, the demigods, towards the rishis because they give us they take the treasure, the demigods because they give us light, air to breathe, and food in abundance. We also have the debts towards the other living entities who give us different necessities of life. And we also have debt towards the other forefathers, Pitrus. As soon as someone is born, we have a debt towards the forefathers. We have to do the karya, the pinda karya, in order to deliver the forefathers from the hellish regions. So if we don't do that, then the Pitrus are going to curse us. And we have to also, if someone is taken the vow of Grihastha Ashrama, they are duty bound to give birth to an offspring. So, Putrahinam Griham Shunyam, it is said. And the offspring is required because the offspring is going to continue with doing the Pitra oblations to the Pitra so that they can be delivered from the hellish regions. So all these different duties are binding living entities. But how can Utkala give up all these duties and just take up to the process of pure devotion? The question might arise. You have a very good, born in a very good family. He is, at his disposal is the kingdom and the chance of becoming the king of the entire world. So why didn't he do that? And he can be a devotee and he can be a king as well. He can do both of them too. Why he didn't do that? The answer to that is his mind is already tuned to taking full shelter of the Supreme Personality of God. So he doesn't have any such debts to fulfill. He doesn't have any obligations. So that is the why Utkala was celebrated as a great devotee of the Lord. Because he has complete surrender to the Supreme Lord. The same goes to the great devotees like gopis. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we see the gopis, they were such a great devotees that they would even give up their duties as a householder, as a responsible mother or responsible wife of or a housekeeper of a family, and go towards serving the Supreme Lord dead of the night because of his calling. And they don't have any fear of being reprimanded for their actions. That is because they know the highest thing is to serve the Supreme Lord. And their mind, their intellect, their body has already been dedicated for this purpose, serving the Supreme Lord. They don't fear the vilification by other society members. So there are great devotees also in Srimad Bhagavatam like Rishabhadev, even Shukadev Goswami for that matter. They don't even dress themselves. So they are going around the world illuminating general populace, the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. And they don't even consider the importance of dress themselves because they have transcended the platform of bodily conception of life. They're already in already the Uttamadhikari platform. So that brings us the discussion of adhikaris, the different classification of devotees. So Srimad Bhagavatam mentions about the different kinds of devotees. So especially starting with a Prakrita Bhakta in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we see the discussion between the Lord Krishna and Uddhava. Krishna extols about the great different types of devotees. Acharyameva haraye pujam yashraddaya hate natat bhakteshu chanyeshu sabhakta prakrita smata. A prakrita devotee is one who is very much dedicated to the deity form of worship, who is very much believes the Lord is there in the temple form, the temple of the deity, and he needs to worship. So he doesn't have the understanding of devotees of the Lord, how they are very much part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. How, as Krishna says in the Lord Chaitanya explains, that the Lord and the devotee are one in purpose. So he is not able to see that distinction. But the devotees are one in the purpose of the Supreme Lord. They carry forward the desire of the Supreme Lord for His pleasure. In that sense, they are non-different from the Supreme Lord. So like a pure devotee and a guru, spiritual master. So we worship them in the morning. Sakshat Harisvena Samasta Shastra. So it's non-different from the Supreme Lord. So but the Prakrita Bhakta is not able to see that. The Kanishta Adhikari is not able to see that. Whereas a Uttama Adhikari is also quite different. He is also not able to see the difference between different souls, different categories. Because of his completely anointed, his eyes were anointed with pure devotion, he always sees everyone as an aspect of Supreme Lord. He sees Supreme Lord's aspect in everyone. He sees the material creation as a Shakti or as an energy of Supreme Lord. He sees all the living entities as the Satashta Shakti of Supreme Lord. And he doesn't see the distinction because he's always in the thoughts of serving the Supreme Lord. And his emotions are completely towards that. So, in that platform also, he doesn't see distinction. Here, that is the platform of Utkala. So, Utkala is in that platform. He is always seeing Supreme Lord at every moment. It's not different, it's not complicated. In many ways, different from Supreme Lord. The aspect that he is seeing Supreme Lord at all times. With such great devotee, it's very easy to misunderstand. So, especially the Prakrita Bhakta or neophytes or the atheist people, they are not able to see such pure devotees. And they are taking them to be in their own right, acting in their own different ways. So they don't understand the elevated position of such great devotees and they vilify them. That is why a Madhyama Adhikari is able to see the differences. Srimad Bhagavatam explains the Madhyama Adhikari also. Ishvare tat adineshu baliseshu vishakshu cha prema maitri kripo apeksha yat karoti samadhyamaha. The Madhyama devotee is someone who can see a distinction. So he is the Supreme Lord and he sees his devotees. And he adopts a different approach towards different kinds of people. That's a Madhyama Adhikari. So he sees the Supreme Lord, he sees the devotees of the Supreme Lord, and he worships the Lord, he reveres the Supreme Lord's devotees, and when he sees Balisheshu, someone who is very innocent and who is open for taking up the person's devotional service, he gives them compassion. By prema here means compassion. And when it comes to Vishatshu means for someone who is envious towards the devotees, someone who is envious towards the Supreme Lord, he keeps a distance. He does not associate with them. And when it comes to someone who is Adineshu, who is equal to him, for such person, he exhibits friendliness, maitri. And by means of maitri, he is exchanging devotional feelings towards other devotees like himself. So in this way, he distinguishes four kinds of people. He distinguishes between innocence. For innocence, he gives the association, he gives the instruction, and he inspires them to take up the path of devotion. Whereas when it comes to an equal, he exhibits friendliness. And when it comes to someone who is envious, he keeps it close. The question might arise, why should we not go and enlighten the envious? Because envious, they're also part and parcel of the Lord. They're also the living entities. Why not do that? So the reason because Madhyamadhikari knows his level. He knows his capacity. He doesn't do things beyond his capacity. He knows by trying to enlighten the envious people, he is going to agitate them, and they are in turn going to criticize himself or criticize the Lord, criticize the devotees. It's a very dangerous situation. So Uttamadhikari doesn't see that platform. Sometimes Uttamadhikari comes to the platform of Madhyamadhikari and gives his mercy towards his envious souls also. Like he came from Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was able to see that Chagai and Madai were there. They are very envious towards devotees and they are very much completely atheistic. And he wanted to avoid it. But Nityananda Prabhu, being Avaduta, the Uttamadhikari platform, Haridas Thakur was also Uttamadhikari platform. But he came to the Madhyamadhikari and he was seeing the distinction. But Nityananda Prabhu was not in the platform. He was in the platform, was completely willing to do anything and everything to please Lord Supreme Mahaprabhu. So he saw that an opportunity in preaching to Chagai and Madan. And he did not care how they would react, that they would take it in their heart, or they would curse him, or they would, worse comes, they would even harm him. So he was completely, did not mind. All he wanted is, he wanted to remind them of their constant position as devotees of the Lord. And in turn, he was harmed. But even after being harmed, he didn't mind. He was still he was still begging them, please kindly chant the names of Krishna, at least once. It doesn't matter if you hit me, you can hit me more, it doesn't matter. But utter the name of Lord Krishna once. And that's the mood of the Uttamadhikari. And Uttamadhikari doesn't look for any name and fame. He's only looking to please the Supreme Lord. The same way, Utkala also, as Srila Prabhupada also mentioned, is the Mahabhagavata. He's in that platform. He's completely wanting to please his Lord. He doesn't care if he's having to give up his an opportunity to rule the entire world. That is absolutely like a blade of grass. He disregards it. So, the lesson that we have to learn is that we should learn. We should come to we should not be a Prakrita Bhakta or a Kanishadhikari. Rather, we should try to come to the platform of Madhyamadhikari. We should be able to see the different levels of devotees. And we should be able to regard the devotees superior to us and exhibit friendship to the devotees of the same level and give compassion, exhibit compassion, go out of our way and please our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, by going out of our way and reaching out to the other people who might be innocent, who are looking for some solution for their material suffering. By giving them this solution of taking up to this process of chanting the names of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and taking them to the point of surrender to the Supreme Lord. That is the best we can do to please the devotees of the Lord, please the Acharyas and the Supreme Lord himself. So we also need to sometimes avoid the people who might be envious, knowing our capacity as we may not be in a position to be able to preach to them. So we should avoid the atheistic class, we should avoid the people who are envious of devotees, and let the Uttamadhikaris deal with it. So that is the lesson that we can learn from this verse, from the great life of Maharaj Dhruva and his son Utkala. And with this little illustration from my little understanding, I would like to open the forum for any questions, any comments.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, thank you so much for a very, very nice class. Very like the example we were talking about the younger sibling. I just watching the elder sibling, and we were trying to relate it to that situation as he's learned from his father. It was very, very nice, and also about Prakriti and everything. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, I just had a question. When you were talking about Nivritti Marga, you were talking about how we are indebted to 5 different classes of people. So, and about the Panchamaha, Vietnam. So generally, the people who are in the process of Pravriti Marga and they are not able to continue, the descendants. There are many situations like that. So, does taking up the Krishna consciousness in some way help the situation, or what are your thoughts on that?
Thank you for those kind words, and thank you for this wonderful question. So, it's a very pertinent question. So, it's very difficult to follow Nivritti Marga. So, Prabhunam Janmanam Ante Janavan Mahapapasite. So, such great souls are very rare. Krishna acknowledges that. So, in general, the path of that is laid open for everyone is a tragic detachment by engagement. So, this Varnashrama Dharma to Bhagavata Dharma. So, Varnashrama Dharma by itself involves this Panchamaha Yajna, and it is very important to follow this to greatest detail so that we don't become sinful. In the absence of performing this Panchamaha Yajna, so we have a very sinful future ahead, a very great future ahead, because especially if you go to the Manu Samhita and different things, it extols the need for doing this different yajnas. And the absence of doing this yajnas, what are the results of that? Really grave. So you may not even get a human birth if you don't utilize the opportunity to do this possibility, the duties of the Panchamaha. So it's a very pertinent question. What happens if you're not able to do it to the greatest perfection? So that is when, especially in Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to perform all these things to greatest detail in the absence of proper guidance, how to do it, in the absence of a proper example of how to do it. So it is going to be very difficult to do that. So the beauty is that Krishna says to Bhagavad Gita, so how much we surrender to Him, that much He reciprocates. So Krishna says to us that He says that how much we are able to surrender to Him, that much we are relieved from the debt. The debt is very high, but more and more we surrender to Him, more and more we sincerely try to surrender to Him. So Krishna is going to take care of that. So that is what He also declares in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that for someone who has given up all other processes of dharma, sarva dharma parityajya mamekam sharanam bhaja aham tvam papebhyo mokshe yashami masacha. I'm going to deliver them from all the different sinful reactions, provided they surrender to me completely. So we should make complete effort. I'm repeating it. We should make complete effort to surrender to Him at all aspects, of our life, at all parts of our life. And by means of complete surrender, you will be able to be relieved from sinful reactions. Krishna takes care of it. So that is his promise in the Bhagavad Gita. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your kindly answer.
Thank you, Lakshmi.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Jitendra Param Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Connected in Class. Thank you very much for your assistance.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much for this.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanwad Pranam. Thank you so much for wonderful class, Prabhu. So, if anybody have any questions or comments for Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Did you have a question? I'm sorry.
Uttama, Madhyama, and Kanishta. I was remembering about net of instruction reading recently, and I had a doubt. So I'm going to and the question is like in one of the verses I was reading next. Yeah.
Prabhuji, we are not able to hear your question.
Oh, really? Okay.
Can you please repeat again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I was just saying when when you were mentioning about the Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttamadhikari. So I had one question when I was reading to Nectar of Instruction. I wanted to understand it properly. The question was about, the verse was talking about something like this, when a devotee who has not taken Diksha, we respect them in our heart. And when a devotee who has taken Diksha, we pay obeisance to him. And then for a Uttamadhikari devotee, I don't know the exact language what was used, but for a Uttamadhikari devotee, we make friends, we engage in loving exchanges with them. I don't remember the exact language, so I understood it. And Prabhupada was explaining that that where we follow with Uttamadhikari devotees, we follow the loving exchanges mentioned in the text 4, like Dadati, Pratignati, that was. Like that he was describing. So I was suddenly, I didn't understand properly, Prabhu, that, so that means, whereas we also hear like you described, Madhyamadhikari devotees, they make friendship with others at the same level. Like that also we understand. I was used to think that we do a loving exchanges with Madhyama at our platform and then follow the instructions from the Uttamadhikaris. Like that I used to understand before. I don't know, you can clarify, Prabhu, what the verse is indicating there in instructions like that.
Very nice question, Prabhu. So the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions how we relate with different kinds of devotees. For a devotee who is very new and is innocent and who is younger to us in terms of understanding of spiritual science, so we definitely spend time to help him. So for a devotee of equal caliber and who is of equal understanding, and we develop friendship. That's what we also saw in this verse, in the same Nectar of Instruction also advises in the same way. For anyone who is chanting the name of Krishna, and we respect them in our heart. For an initiated devotee, we pay obeisances to them. And for anyone who is spiritually more mature and more senior to us, we listen to them. We ask for advice. And for anyone who is the Uttamadhikari, we Pariprasthina Sevaya. So we just do completely devote ourselves to serving them. And because such great devotees are very, very, very rare. So in this world, they are like it's like in great lotteries. So if we can have an association of some pure devotees, it's like an direct visa to the spiritual world. We can, by pleasing such a pure devotee, we please Krishna very easily. So Uttamadhikari is very difficult to see, and we should not leave an opportunity to serve him. Whereas for people who are equal understanding or a little senior to us, that's where we exchange the 5 different exchanges. So we Dalati Patigrasnati and Bukhi Makyati Pachati and Vinse Bodhi Seva. These are 5 ways of exchanges. We give them gifts, so we accept gifts given to us. We reveal our mighty confidence, and we also listen to them, and we also give prasadam. And so these are the 5 ways of exchanging love towards devotees of equal understanding. And that's perhaps what was explained in that nectar in section 1. Making it more clear for you?
Yeah. So that's where I had a doubt, Prabhu. I understood what you said. Maybe I should read the nectar section one more time. But where my confusion came was, it seems to indicate that the loving exchanges we should do with Uttamadhikari devotee. That's how I understood it from the verse. Whereas, like you mentioned, it's more of we respect, we serve them, we follow instructions. That's the normal, usual understanding. But in this verse, he was trying to say that we exchange with Uttamadhikari devotees. That's how I understood it. So maybe I'll read one more time.
Yeah, but we better read it once again. Because when it comes to Uttamadhikari, we better be very careful. So obviously they will not take any offense because we are in that platform. But Krishna will not be pleased by our behavior. So that is why we have the teachings on Vaishnava etiquette, right? Yeah, Vaishnava etiquette is Sadhu Bhushan. It also protects us from committing any offense. So the Uttamadhikari, we should just do Pariprasthina Sevaya. We can ask some questions, and we have to do service first. We have to please them. That should be our goal. And we can ask our questions and seek some guidance.
Yeah.
But to have loving exchanges, we better be a little careful. We have to nuance it a bit, and we have to be careful. We have to do perhaps under the guidance of the most senior devotee, and how we do loving exchanges without committing any offense.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Is there anybody else has any questions? If nobody has any questions, let us say or to conclude to all the humble devotees. Pancha Kalpataru Krishna, Vedanta Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Karmrahashya Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, His Grace Lakshmi Narasimhadeva. Thank you so much for this.
Hare Krishna.
This session is no